On November 17, 2025, researchers received fresh data, two streams of telemetry at once, one from the James Webb Space Telescope, the other from the Virtual Telescope project, which is tracking the object 3IATLAS. What was recorded goes far beyond a mere astronomical anomaly. We are facing a fundamental challenge to the very foundations of physics. Imagine a rocket lifting off without flame in its nozzles. An absurdity. That is exactly what Atlas looks like, a dazzlingly bright point in the images, yet absolutely clean. No coma, no tail, not the slightest gas emission. And all this despite the object approaching almost close to the Sun. According to calculations, it should have evaporated billions of tons of its mass. Such an outburst would be visible even to an amateur with a regular telescope. But the sky around Atlas remains empty, and the signal crystal clear. An even more disturbing fact, compared to the Hubble images from July, the object's appearance has not changed one iota. It's like watching an engine running at full power for months, while its temperature and fuel consumption remain unchanged. No known thermodynamic model predicts this. But the main shock is its trajectory. The object isn't just moving along an orbit, it is accelerating, and with a precision that precludes randomness. JPL data shows, over the past month, Atlas has deviated from its predicted path by almost 80 km, and this is not a measurement error, but a sustained, directed thrust, without any traces of exhaust. Let's try to analyze possible sources of such acceleration. Gravity? The object is too far from massive bodies. Ruled out. Solar radiation pressure? Too weak, providing only hundredths of the required effect. Jet thrust from ice sublimation? To achieve the observed acceleration, Atlas would have had to eject about a fifth of its mass, roughly 5 billion tons of gas. Such a cloud would glow brighter than the full moon. But we see nothing. Around it, absolute vacuum. For contrast, the Virtual Telescope project provided an image of Comet Lemon, a classic view, a distinct nucleus, an elongated tail, and next to it, Atlas, a silent, cold, perfectly compact point performing precise maneuvers. This is not a violation of physics. It is the work of a different physics. Professor Avi Loeb from Harvard, known for bold hypotheses, stated directly, "No natural process explains the recorded behavior. The acceleration is smooth, constant, perfectly calculated relative to the Sun, as if an onboard computer is correcting its course in real time. For the first time, humanity is observing not the chaotic motion of a celestial body, but controlled flight. Not just an anomaly, but intention. The question ceases to be purely astronomical. It touches on global security. Someone turned on an engine within the solar system, and we have no idea who it is or for what purpose. Further analysis only deepened the mystery. Atlas's orbit lies almost in the plane of the ecliptic, with an inclination of less than 5 degrees. The probability of such a coincidence with Earth's orbit is astronomically small. Loeb compared it to hitting the bullseye on a cosmic shooting range in complete darkness. Moreover, an ejection of material moving towards the Sun has been recorded, contrary to the basic law that solar radiation pushes dust away from the star. Atlas, it seems, repels light, not the other way around. Its speed is also inexplicable. Despite its significant mass, it moves faster than the lighter interstellar objects Oumuamua and Comet Borisov. And as it approaches the Sun, its brightness increases to a magnitude of 7, twice as high as the records of known comets. Its color is also strange, an electric, spectral blue. Such emission corresponds to a surface temperature above 5,800 K, hotter than the Sun's photosphere. Under such conditions, any natural object should have evaporated, but ATLAS remains intact. Spectroscopy by SIBA and ground-based observatories revealed its composition. Not a chaotic mixture of ice and dust, but a precise ratio of nickel and iron, characteristic of high-temperature alloys used in spacecraft engineering. Water content is only 4%, drier than the most arid terrestrial deserts. This is not a dirty snowball, but a structure seemingly forged, not formed by nature. Perhaps the object is covered in heat-resistant ceramics or a composite shell, perfectly smooth, polished, without cracks. This would explain the anomalously clean reflection of light and the unique polarization signature. The waves are aligned with mathematical precision. Such an effect is unknown for natural bodies. As Loeb noted, if you were designing a probe for a billion-year interstellar journey, it would look exactly like this. The most staggering turn, trajectory analysis. ATLAS sequentially crosses the orbits of Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, but avoids Earth. At the moment of its closest approach to the Sun, at perihelion, it ends up behind the solar disk, out of sight of our telescopes. Such alignment is statistically improbable. JPL has already stated, this is not a coincidence, but deliberate navigation. And one more fact that sends shivers down the spine. If we extrapolate its path into the past, it points precisely to that region of the sky from which the famous "wow" signal came in 1977. A narrow-band radio burst, still the best candidate for an extraterrestrial message. Two events, 48 years apart, the same coordinates. For now, it might be a coincidence, but with each new image it looks less and less random. The appearance of an object like 3IATLAS in the solar system transcends astronomy. It touches the depths of human consciousness, questions of meaning, faith, and humanity's place in the universe. For centuries, celestial phenomena were perceived as omens, harbingers of change. Comets were associated with the fall of dynasties, the start of wars, the birth of prophets. 3IATLAS is the ultimate form of this tradition. It doesn't just appear, it acts. Its maneuvers, accelerations, and disappearance behind the Sun create an impression of intent. For a religious mind, this might seem like a manifestation of a higher will, a messenger, or a celestial ship, especially given the lack of an observable mechanism for its movement. The object moves the way miracles move, without visible cause, but with perfect precision. Interestingly, some scientific hypotheses echo ancient spiritual ideas. For instance, panspermia, the theory of life being seeded from space, could gain a new dimension. 3IATLAS could be seen as a cosmic sower, a guardian probe sent by an unknown civilization, or even a creator to observe the development of life. Its approach to the solar system, while avoiding direct contact with Earth, in this paradigm, gains meaning. Not an invasion, but observation. Not intervention, but waiting. The discovery of extraterrestrial intelligence, even in the form of a silent artifact, would be a profound challenge to religious worldviews. For traditions where humans are the sole image of God, this could become an identity crisis. But for many other teachings, the discovery of multiple intelligent worlds does not contradict faith, but confirms the boundlessness of creation. A God who created one intelligent world could create billions. In this light, humanity does not lose its uniqueness. It merely ceases to be exceptional. Thus, 3IATLAS is not only a scientific anomaly, but also a cosmic test of maturity. Science asks, how does it work? Philosophy, what does it mean? Religion, Who is behind it? And how does it change the connection with the sacred? There is no answer, but the very fact that all three voices are sounding simultaneously marks a turning point. For the first time in centuries, a scientific discovery does not destroy the spiritual quest, but forces it to evolve. Perhaps this is the object's true message. It did not come to reveal itself, but to make us reconsider ourselves. Its silence is not an absence of a message, but an invitation to a dialogue between reason and heart, observation and faith, fear and hope. On December 19, 2025, at the moment of closest approach to Earth, the entire astronomical potential of our planet will be directed at it. We will obtain data of unprecedented resolution, and then it will become clear. If a gas cloud appears around the object, it is, after all, a comet, however incredible. But if it remains the same cold, blue, compact, silent, perfect in its impossibility, the hypothesis of a natural origin will be discarded. Then a new era will begin, not an era of technological contact, but of an ontological shift. We will realize that the universe is not only inhabited by intelligence, it is perhaps attentive to it. That the laws of nature may not be absolute, but merely the language spoken by something greater. That a miracle is not a violation of physics, but an indication of its incompleteness. And then we will truly understand Loeb's words. When science refuses to face anomalies, it becomes dogma. We cannot call ourselves seekers of truth if we only accept the truths that are convenient for us. 3I. Atlas is discomfort, a mirror, a challenge. It does not whisper, it does not wait. It simply is, and it gazes at us as intently as we gaze at it. And perhaps this is exactly what the first real contact looks like. Not through radio signals or an open appearance, but through a quiet, stubborn violation of expectations, forcing us to learn to wonder once again.